What if the most powerful cancer-fighting medicine in the world is already sitting in your kitchen right now? Not in a pill bottle, not behind a pharmacy counter, not in a $400 a month supplement subscription. In your refrigerator, in your pantry, on your spice rack. In 2023, researchers at Harvard Medical School published findings confirming something that scientists have quietly known for decades. Up to 40% of all cancer cases are directly linked to lifestyle and diet. 40%. That means nearly half of all cancer diagnoses could potentially be influenced by the choices we make every single day about what we put in our bodies. And yet nobody is talking about this at dinner. Today, we're going to change that. I'm going to walk you through 10 specific food hacks, backed by real science, that work in two powerful ways. First, they help your body heal from the inside out. Second, they actively starve cancer cells of the nutrients and conditions they need to grow. And hack number 7 is going to genuinely surprise you. Scientists only discovered its cancer-starving mechanism in the last decade, and most doctors still haven't told their patients about it. Stay with me. This might be the most important 20 minutes of food education you've ever had. Here's the question we need to answer first. How does food actually fight cancer? Is this just wellness influencer talk, or is there real science here? Fair question. Let me give you the honest answer. Cancer cells are not random accidents. They are your own cells that have been hijacked, reprogrammed to grow uncontrollably, steal nutrients, suppress your immune system, and build new blood vessels to feed themselves. That last part is key. Cancer builds its own blood supply. It's called angiogenesis. And without that blood supply, cancer starves and dies. Here's where food comes in. Certain foods contain compounds, flavonoids, polyphenols, sulforaphane, curcumin, resveratrol, and others, that have been shown in peer-reviewed studies to block angiogenesis, cutting off cancer's blood supply, trigger apoptosis, forcing cancer cells to self-destruct, reduce inflammation, removing the environment cancer thrives in, boost NK cells, your body's natural killer cells that hunt cancer, regulate blood sugar, starving cancer cells that run on glucose. This is not alternative medicine. This is published science from Johns Hopkins, Harvard MD Anderson Cancer Center, and the World Cancer Research Fund. So no, this is not influencer talk. This is biology, and your plate is the lab. Let's get into the 10 hacks. The 10 food hacks. Hack number 1. Eat cruciferous vegetables 3x per week. Cruciferous vegetables. 3 times a week, minimum. We're talking broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbage, and bok choy. These vegetables contain a compound called sulforaphane, and sulforaphane is one of the most studied anti-cancer compounds on the planet. Here's what it does in your body. It activates detoxification enzymes in the liver that neutralize carcinogens before they can damage your DNA. It blocks the growth of cancer stem cells, the cells responsible for cancer coming back. It inhibits histone deacetylase, an enzyme that cancer uses to silence your body's own tumor suppressor genes. A landmark study from Johns Hopkins found that sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts was up to 50 times more concentrated than in mature broccoli. The hack: eat your broccoli lightly steamed, not boiled. Boiling destroys up to 77% of the sulforaphane. Steaming for 3 to 4 minutes preserves almost all of it. Even better, add a pinch of mustard seed powder. It activates an enzyme called myrosinase that triples sulforaphane absorption. 3 times a week. Steam it. Add mustard. That's it. Hack number 2. Add dark berries to your daily diet. Dark berries. Every single day. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, acai, and dark cherries. These are packed with anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep color, and pterostilbene and resveratrol, which are some of the most potent anticancer compounds found in nature. What they do? Anthocyanins have been shown to inhibit tumor cell proliferation, meaning they slow down how fast cancer cells multiply. Resveratrol blocks the signals cancer cells use to build new blood vessels. Ellagic acid, found especially in raspberries and strawberries, has been shown to trigger apoptosis in colon, lung, and esophageal cancer cells. One study from the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center found that black raspberry powder reduced colorectal tumor growth by 45% in clinical trials. The hack: frozen berries are just as powerful as fresh, sometimes more so, because freezing breaks down cell walls and releases more of the antioxidants. Add them to your morning smoothie, oatmeal, or yogurt. Daily. Not occasionally. Daily. Hack number 3. Eat raw garlic 4 to 5 times per week. And this one is a game changer, raw garlic. Garlic contains a compound called allicin. But here's the key thing most people don't know. Allicin is not present in whole garlic. It is created when you crush or chop garlic and expose it to air. The enzyme alliinase reacts with alliin and produces allicin. And allicin is extraordinarily powerful. It has been shown to inhibit the enzymes that cancer cells need to multiply. It activates macrophages and T lymphocytes, two of your immune system's most aggressive cancer fighters. It reduces levels of nitrosamines, cancer-causing compounds that form in the gut. The World Health Organization actually recommends 2 to 5 grams of fresh garlic per day as part of a health protective diet. The hack: chop or crush your garlic, then wait 10 minutes before cooking or eating it. That 10-minute wait allows maximum allicin production. Then add it raw to salads, dressings, or hummus. If you cook it, add it at the very end. Heat destroys allicin rapidly. Crush. Wait 10 minutes. Eat raw or add last. That's your garlic hack. Hack number 4. Use turmeric with black pepper every day. Turmeric and black pepper together. Every day. You've probably heard of turmeric. But there's one critical thing most people get completely wrong about it. Turmeric's active compound is curcumin. Curcumin is one of the most researched natural anticancer compounds in existence, with over 3,000 published studies on its effects. It reduces NF-κB, a protein that drives cancer cell survival and inflammation. It inhibits tumor angiogenesis, cutting off cancer's blood supply. It sensitizes cancer cells to chemotherapy and radiation. It has shown effectiveness against breast, colon, stomach, and liver cancer cells in laboratory studies. But, and this is the hack, curcumin alone is almost useless in your body. Your gut absorbs less than 1% of it. Unless you combine it with black pepper. Black pepper contains piperine. Piperine increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. 2,000% from 1 pinch of black pepper. The hack: mix 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of black pepper in warm water, a smoothie, or add it to your cooking. Add a small amount of healthy fat, olive oil or coconut oil, because curcumin is fat-soluble and fat increases absorption further. Turmeric plus black pepper plus fat. Every day. Non-negotiable. Hack number 5. Drink green tea, 3 cups per day. Green tea contains a catechin called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, and it is one of the most intensively studied anticancer compounds in the natural world. EGCG works on cancer in multiple simultaneous ways. It inhibits VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor, the protein cancer uses to build new blood vessels. It blocks cancer cell invasion and metastasis. It activates p53, your body's primary tumor suppressor protein, known as the guardian of the genome. It induces apoptosis in leukemia, breast, colon, and lung cancer cells. A large-scale study in Japan following over 40,000 people for 11 years found that drinking 5 or more cups of green tea per day was associated with a significantly lower risk of certain cancers. The hack: brew your green tea at 80 degrees Celsius, not boiling water. Boiling water destroys EGCG. Steep for 3 minutes. Add a squeeze of lemon. Vitamin C protects EGCG from being broken down in digestion, increasing absorption by up to 80%. 80 degrees Celsius water. 3 minutes. Lemon squeeze. 3 cups a day. Hack number 6. Switch to extra virgin olive oil for everything. Swap every cooking oil in your kitchen for extra virgin olive oil. The Mediterranean diet is the most studied diet in cancer prevention research, and extra virgin olive oil is its cornerstone. It contains oleocanthal, a compound that works similarly to ibuprofen in reducing inflammation at the cellular level. It contains oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that has been shown to suppress the HER2 oncogene, a gene directly linked to breast cancer. It is rich in polyphenols that activate DNA repair mechanisms. A study published in the journal PLOS One found that oleocanthal caused cancer cell death within 30 minutes to 1 hour in laboratory conditions, while leaving healthy cells completely unharmed. 30 minutes. Cancer cells dead. Healthy cells untouched. Use ONLY extra virgin olive oil, not regular olive oil, not vegetable oil, not seed oils. The key is extra virgin. That means it is cold-pressed and retains its full polyphenol content. Drizzle it raw over vegetables, salads, and cooked food. It is also safe for low to medium heat cooking. Throw out the vegetable oil. Extra virgin olive oil. Starting today. Hack number 7. Eat medicinal mushrooms weekly. And here is the one I promised would surprise you. Medicinal mushrooms. Shiitake, maitake, reishi, turkey tail, chaga, lion's mane. These are not your average button mushrooms from the supermarket. These are functional foods that have been used in traditional East Asian medicine for thousands of years, and modern science has now confirmed why. Here is what researchers discovered. These mushrooms contain compounds called beta-glucans, complex polysaccharides that directly activate your immune system's natural killer cells, T cells, and macrophages. But here's the discovery that shocked the scientific community. Turkey tail mushroom contains a compound called polysaccharide K, also called PSK. In Japan, PSK is an FDA-approved cancer treatment. It is prescribed alongside chemotherapy. Clinical trials have shown PSK from turkey tail mushroom extends survival in colorectal cancer patients, improves immune function in breast cancer patients receiving chemotherapy, reduces tumor recurrence after surgery. A clinical trial published in the journal Cancer Immunology and Immunotherapy found that patients receiving PSK alongside standard treatment had significantly better 5-year survival rates. The hack: add shiitake or maitake mushrooms to your stir-fries, soups, and rice dishes at least 3 times per week. For reishi and turkey tail, these are typically taken as a tea or powder supplement because they are too tough to eat whole. Look for dual-extracted versions, meaning extracted in both hot water and alcohol, to get both beta-glucans and triterpenes. Mushrooms, 3 times a week. This is not optional. Hack number 8. Eat fatty fish twice a week. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring, and anchovies. These fish are the richest dietary sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. And omega-3s are one of the most evidence-backed anti-cancer nutrients we know of. Here's how they work against cancer. They reduce prostaglandin E2, a pro-inflammatory molecule that promotes tumor growth and suppresses immune response. They alter cell membrane composition in cancer cells, making them more vulnerable to chemotherapy and immune attack. They inhibit COX-2, the same enzyme that anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen target, which is directly linked to tumor development. The World Cancer Research Fund links higher omega-3 intake to reduced risk of breast, colon, and prostate. The hack: aim for wild-caught, not farmed salmon where possible. Wild salmon has up to 4x the omega-3 content. Sardines in olive oil are one of the cheapest, most nutrient-dense cancer-fighting foods on the planet. A single can of sardines gives you a full day's worth of omega-3s for less than $2. Fatty fish, twice a week. Sardines are your best value hack. Hack number 9. Cook your tomatoes. And this one will genuinely change how you cook. Cook your tomatoes. Don't eat them raw. Tomatoes contain a carotenoid called lycopene. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant with strong evidence linking it to reduced risk of prostate, lung, and stomach cancers. But here is the counterintuitive twist. Lycopene becomes significantly more bioavailable when tomatoes are cooked, especially when cooked in fat. Raw tomatoes give you roughly 3 milligrams of absorbable lycopene per 100 grams. Cooked tomato sauce gives you up to 30 milligrams, 10 times more. A Harvard study of 47,000 men found that those who ate cooked tomato products, like tomato sauce, paste, and soup, 10 or more times per week had a 45% lower risk of prostate cancer. The hack: make a simple tomato sauce with extra virgin olive oil. The fat from the olive oil and the heat from cooking work together to release and activate the lycopene. Even ketchup, in moderation, has more bioavailable lycopene than raw tomatoes. Cook your tomatoes. Add olive oil. Eat them often. Hack number 10. Fast for 12 to 16 hours overnight. Intermittent fasting. This is the one that ties everything together. Overnight intermittent fasting. Now wait, before you click away. I am not talking about extreme fasting or starvation diets. I am talking about a 12 to 16 hour overnight window between your last meal and your first meal the next day. Here is the science, and it is extraordinary. Cancer cells are metabolically different from healthy cells. They are highly dependent on glucose, blood. Sugar, for energy. This is called the Warburg effect, discovered by Nobel Prize winner Otto Warburg. When you fast overnight, your blood glucose drops. Your body shifts into a state called ketosis, where it burns fat for fuel instead of sugar. Healthy cells adapt beautifully to this. Cancer cells, which cannot efficiently use ketones for fuel, struggle. They are, quite literally, starved. Additionally, fasting triggers a process called autophagy, your body's cellular cleanup mechanism, where damaged precancerous cells are identified and destroyed. A study published in Science Translational Medicine found that short-term fasting made cancer cells up to 40% more sensitive to chemotherapy, while actually protecting healthy cells from side effects. The hack: stop eating by 7 or 8 p.m. Don't eat again until 7 or 8 a.m., or later if possible. That's a 12-hour fast. The minimum. Work up to 14 to 16 hours over time if your body tolerates it well. Black coffee and plain water are fine during the fast. They do not break the anti-cancer benefits. Finish eating by 8 p.m. Start eating after 8 a.m. Repeat every day. That's it. No special products. No cost. Just timing. Shocking facts. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to hit you with some facts that will completely change how you look at your next meal. Fact 1. The sugar connection. Cancer cells consume glucose at a rate up to 200 times faster than normal cells. This is so reliable that oncologists use it to detect cancer. PET scans work by injecting radioactive glucose into the body and watching where it gets consumed most rapidly. The hotspots are the tumors. Every time you eat refined sugar and processed carbohydrates, you are feeding that fire. Fact 2. The inflammation link. Chronic inflammation is now considered one of the primary drivers of cancer development, and the top drivers of chronic inflammation in the modern diet are refined sugar, processed seed oils like canola, soybean, and sunflower oil, ultra-processed foods, and excess alcohol. The foods in this video do the opposite. They put out the fire. Fact 3. The gut microbiome surprise. Your gut contains approximately 38 trillion bacteria, and the composition of those bacteria now has strong scientific links to cancer risk, cancer treatment outcomes, and immune function. A landmark 2021 study found that cancer patients who responded well to immunotherapy had dramatically different gut microbiomes from those who did not respond. The foods that feed your good gut bacteria. The same ones on this list: fiber-rich vegetables, berries, fermented foods, garlic, and mushrooms. Your gut is your cancer defense headquarters. Fact 4. The speed of change. Here is the most hopeful fact of all. Research from the Salk Institute found that dietary changes can begin to alter gene expression, the activity of cancer-related genes, within as little as 2 weeks. 2 weeks of eating differently can change which genes are turned on and off in your body. The food choices you make today are not just about today. They are signaling your DNA for the next 2 weeks and beyond. So here is how you take everything you just learned and actually use it, starting today. Step 1. This week, buy 5 items: broccoli or broccoli sprouts, frozen blueberries, a garlic bulb, turmeric and black pepper, a box of green tea. These 5 things give you the foundation of your anti-cancer kitchen. Step 2. Make one swap. Replace whatever cooking oil you currently use with extra virgin olive oil. This single change affects every meal you cook for the rest of your life. Step 3. Set an eating curfew. Decide on a time you stop eating each night. 7 or 8 p.m. works for most people. Set a phone reminder. Stick to it. This costs nothing. It starts your overnight fast automatically. Step 4. Add 1 mushroom meal per week. Stir fry with shiitake. Miso soup with mushrooms. Start with 1. Build to 3 over a month. Step 5. Remember the combinations. Turmeric needs black pepper and fat. Garlic needs chopping and a 10-minute rest. Broccoli needs steaming, not boiling. Tomatoes need cooking in olive oil. Green tea needs lemon and non-boiling water. The how matters as much as the what. Here is what I want you to understand before you close this video. No single food cures cancer. No single meal reverses disease. But a consistent pattern of choices, over weeks, months, and years, creates a biological environment in your body where cancer struggles to take hold, grow, and survive. You are not powerless. Your fork is one of the most powerful tools you own. Use it with intention. If you made it to this point, you are the kind of person who takes their health seriously. And I genuinely respect that. If this video gave you something real, a food swap you'll make, a habit you'll start, a conversation you'll have with your doctor, please hit that subscribe button right now. Every week, we release a new video on the science of food, health, and disease prevention, breaking down complex research into simple, actionable steps that real people can actually follow. No supplements to sell, no program to push, just science, translated into food choices you can make at your next meal. And if this video helped you, please share it with your parents, your partner, your best friend. Post it in a health group. Send it in a message. You never know who needed to hear this today. Coming up next, we're covering the 10 worst foods that feed cancer growth, the ones hiding in almost every kitchen right now. Click that video and let's keep going. Take care of what you eat. And I'll see you in the next one.